The legend of Elun'Ahir. As is common with ancient myths, details of this tale are often disputed. Y'all ready for story time? As we gather to defend the Aman'thul, we cannot help but recall the tragic fates of the world trees in the past. Those lost to sacrifice, to corruption, to flame. So Nordrassil, Teldrassil was to the flame, and to corruption was, the one in Northrend. I do not recall its name. Yet there is an ancient tale, some claim it merely a legend, that tells of an earlier world tree that also met a sorrowful fate. Though it lived only a short time, its legacy endures. Fordrassil, thank you. The one that I had to chop down. The one that gave Yogg-Saron access into the Emerald Dream and then lay down the siege for the Emerald Nightmare. Long before the first dragons drew breath, Azeroth was conquered by writhing horrors that plummeted from the skies and infested our worlds. The Old Gods. How long the reign of the Black Empire lasted, we cannot know. Surely it must have been a time of unimaginable suffering. But at long last there came hope. The brave Titan Agramar discovered Azeroth, shining like a beacon in the great dark. As he gazed upon the beauty and power of its slumbering soul, he realized it was imperiled. He told the other members of the Pantheon how the world they sought had been corrupted by the Old Gods. The Titans gathered to eradicate this dark influence. Seeking to bring hope and healing, our patron Titan, Eonar, carried a gift given to her by Elune, a branch of HAAAAAAA, the Mother World Tree. The Titan believed that the influence of life would drive the darkness away, so she reached down her hand and shaped the soil of Azeroth, planting the branch where it could be fed by river and sky. The branch swiftly grew into a tree, its roots extending deep, deep below the surface. Eonar smiled, for everywhere the roots stretched, new life emerged. She called the tree Elun'Ahir, in honor of her great love. When Aman'thul saw what Eonar had done, he chided her. "This is not order," he bellowed. "You have infected this world with uncontrolled chaos." The High Father took hold of the world's tree's trunk and tore it from the earth. Eonar wept bitter tears that rained down upon the resulting crater. But as she peered down upon the sundered earth, the Titan realized a truth she did not share with the High Father. Though he had destroyed the tree, its winding roots still held firm beneath the soil, hidden from Aman'thul's gaze. As the force of the Titans waged war against the Black Empire, Eonar bid her keeper Freya to watch over the crater and nurture the life that blossomed there. Below ground, the roots fed upon the tears of Eonar and grew strong. The war was long, but in the end the Titans claimed victory, and Eonar was pleased, knowing Elune's legacy would endure. It is said that much later, as the world entered a new age, mysterious guardians arrived who dedicated their lives to protecting the roots. But that is a tale for another time. Now, let us stand with our allies to defend Aman'thul, Crown of Harmony. Together, we will preserve this symbol of hope, this symbol of the future. Orgus, hello there. So a lot of pretty interesting stuff here. There's a connection between Elune and Eonar, and we still don't know exactly what Elune is. We've got some information from the Shadowlands which suggests that each cosmic domain, so life and death and order and chaos, and every domain, like, you know, order, there's the Titans. In death, we got the Pantheon of Death. You might remember, like, the Primus and all that. There's a book in the Shadowlands that suggests that each domain has a similar pantheon. So, the domain of life could have a pantheon as well, Elune being a member amongst them, but that is purely speculation. What we can say for certain from this mythos is that Elune and Eonar are connected to each other, and out of love for Elune, she planted this tree in Azeroth, but we don't know where this tree is, we've never seen it. Aman'thul wrecked it out, and it reminds me a lot of... oh god, do you remember the Little Mermaid where her father goes into her cave and she's like, "Look at my thingamabobs," and he's like, "Ariel, the human world, it is not for you," and then he starts zapping all the little gadgets. That's kind of what it reminds me of. It's like Aman'thul is a dick and he's like stuck in his old way and way too connected to order, and he starts destroying. Well, we don't know where those roots are. We don't know where the tree is at. Now, it could be an interesting, perhaps, plotline for the next expansion. If you look at the announcement trailer, there's like this part in the trailer with a red rotten tree where the Nerubians are crawling around. Maybe. Alternatively, and this is something that we thought about back then during the PTR, the crater that they're talking about, people are like, is that Unguro crater? That could be interesting. And then my brain was like, oh, hang on a minute. Pling! I have a thought. In Legion, we entered the Emerald Nightmare and we fought against Il'gynoth, Heart of Corruption. In that raid, we go to like different sections of Azeroth. We go to like Thunderbluff and we go to yada yada yada. For Il'gynoth, we enter in Unguro, where Il'gynoth is chilling in some kind of tree, and that tree is not reflected on Azeroth. Could this be the tree that was once planted by Eonar? And then Il'gynoth and the Heart of Corruption, all kinds of storylines connected there. Who the heck he knows? It's an idea. It could be a thing. Safe to say that the moral of the story is that Aman'thul is the old way for the Titans, very aligned with the domain of order. And we've learned in the Shadowlands that amongst the cosmic domains, balance is important, while they will always try to dominate each other. They will always try to overtake one another. That is the big part of the conflict in the Warcraft universe. So Order wants to control everything, same as Death wants to control everything. They want light and all that good stuff. They want to control everything, but they're not allowed to do so. There needs to be a balance. So Aman'thul is very much like Order, and anything that's beyond Order is chaos and get rid of it. Whereas a Eonar, interestingly enough, is able to look further than just her initial Order domain and look beyond into the domain of life, where there's an Elune, where there's a connection there. And she's like, nah, this is not just chaos. This is balance. This is how it's supposed to be. And I think that's the moral of the overarching story. One last thought before we close off the video today, and this is something that you lovely people have been discussing on the Discord. The idea is that Eonar wept after Aman'thul pulled out the tree, right? And we know that in the new zones, there's going to be an underground cavern completely surrounded by water. The question was, like, where did the water come from? Could it be that this is the coalition of Eonar's tears, like the life binder, life-giving tears? Could this be something? I thought it was a really good idea, so I wanted to put it in this, put it into the highlight before closing off the video. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, everybody, and until next time, see ya!